a huge one we got to start realizing nowadays is they as in the people that are running the world, let's just call it that, the ones that are behind the scenes pulling the strings, they got 95% of the population living in fear now, in fear of what's going to happen, in fear of just leaving their house. A lot of people are scared of just leaving their own house now. They're scared of changing cities, changing countries, because everything negative is pushed along on the news. You can argue that it's what sells, it's what gets clicks, it's what gets views, but also, and that might be true, but at the same time, I do believe there's a hidden agenda behind everything. It's not just the fact that the algorithm puts out negativity because that's what sells and that's it. No, I believe there's more to it than what meets the eye. I don't want to go too deep into that because it's a bit of a mind fuck, but let's just say it's sinister. In my opinion, anyone that's got a little bit of critical thinking and a decent amount of brain matter is able to see the signs and see reality for what it is. So we'll leave it at that. People are living in fear, and fear is your friend, fear is your ally, because if it wasn't for fear, you'd jump off a cliff or you'd do crazy things. You'd run into, for example, look, there's a bunch of cows there. I mean, I don't think they'd even do anything, but I still wouldn't run in there and start running among them just because of fear. There's a certain level of fear that I'd feel if I contemplated making that decision and then going and jumping in with the cows, for example. It's just an example. So yeah, fear is also an emotion that we develop as living organisms that helps us survive. It's one of the basic emotions, like happiness, like anger. They've all got their utility, but like everything, it can be used for positive, it can be used for negative. And I think the fear that's being pushed with the propaganda and the news and everything is a negative kind of fear that's being used to manipulate, to distort and to control, sadly. And those are the forces that are heavily influencing the world at the moment. But anyway, that being said, there's no 50-50. When you decide to do something, lean fully into the decision that you've made. And you should go 100%. No, there's no 50-50. There's no half-assing it. There's no, I'm going to do a little bit like this and a little bit like that. No. 100%. And I think their 50-50 is partly because of fear. Fear of not making it, or fear of not being good enough. So you want to have a plan B. And that's what's going to stop you from making it, because you're doing only 50%. You're only going 50%. No, go 100%. And at least that's going to increase your chances of making it. Because if you're going 50%, you're already undercutting yourself. And who makes anything worth making using only 50% effort? Or who achieves anything that's worth achieving using only 50% effort? There's something that must be quite easy to achieve if you only got to use half your effort. If you look at the great people, the people that have achieved amazing things in their life, they've always gone 100%. They've made a decision that that's what they want to do, even though at the time, obviously with hindsight, everything's easy to understand and to calculate. But a lot of these people at the time were taking a risk, were sacrificing the now for a better future, or just for the result, or just for what they wanted. So they decided to go 100% in and let it be whatever it may be, whether they get the incredible result or not. And then they achieve the incredible result, and then everyone says, oh yeah, well, of course he's going to go 100%. Look, it's him. But he wasn't nobody until he achieved the result. Now he's somebody because he's got the result behind him. And now everyone believes in that person. Now, if you want something that's worth having, you're definitely required to put 100% effort into it. And that's it. If you don't put the 100% effort in, it's because of fear of not making it, or fear of giving it your all and then seeming insufficient as a person. So that's it. People half-ass it because then they can give themselves the excuse of, well, I didn't really try, so if I'd have really tried, I'd have got it. But I didn't really try, I only went 50%. That's lame, man. That is a lame. That's like when you do, for me, it's when you do jiu-jitsu, you know, and you're going up against someone and you beat them. Maybe someone superior belts you or whatever. Over the years, I've had that experience. And then they might turn around, or to somebody else, not even to you. Most people that are like hardcore warriors don't do this. This is more the 50-50 type. When you beat them, then they'll turn around and say, oh, well, I wasn't really going 100%. So yeah, he beat me. But if I'd have been going 100%, or if I wouldn't have been so tired because of work, or if I hadn't have been hungover, etc., etc. No, man, just give you 100%. And then if you beat me, good. And if I beat you, is what it is. Next time, just get me back. But that's it. People, a lot of the time, maybe they're not really feeling like it, so they'll do that. I'll just give 50%, whatever. Oh, he got me, well, but I wasn't really giving it all. Nah, that's lame. That's lame. Lame excuses. You're never going to get anywhere with lame excuses, mate. So enjoy your living in fear. Enjoy being stuck in the box, mate, because that's what it entails. Well, this ties in with the whole initiative thing. When you're going 100%, fear's got to go out the window. You can't be scared. Or if there is any kind of fear, you've got to use it. You've got to find a way to transmute it, like the alchemist, into something positive that works for you as a tool. You've got to use every single thing that happens to you. You've got to make it beneficial. You've got to reframe it into something beneficial. Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. Read it. At least once. It's only short. So you turn the fear into your friend, basically. And then you're doing 100%. You're taking initiative to do whatever needs to be done to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. You're not waiting for anyone to give you permission. You're not waiting for anyone to tell you, yeah, you're good enough. You're just going out, putting the work in, doing whatever needs to be done. And if nobody's there to help you at the time, you get it done anyway. And as soon as you find someone that can help you, you get them to help you. Because nobody does everything 100% on their own. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire. Ah, man. That is one pathetic term, that. I'm a self-made millionaire. Come on, brother. Can you be any more egocentrical than that? I'm a self-made millionaire. Come on. Just made it to the top of the hill by where I'm staying in Lucerne in Switzerland. The view is breathtaking. Whenever you can, you should get out into nature, because it definitely does something, man. Does something. I think it clears the mind. You get out into the open, you breathe the fresh air and you think clearly. You're not boxed in. If you're stuck inside somewhere all the time, inside the city, inside the room, inside the house or whatever, you're inside a box. You've got to get out. It's like I remember Riff Raff, the rapper from, well, he lives in Las Vegas anyway, and he's talking about I don't know if it's MTV Cribs, might be on an MTV Cribs show, and he's showing off his mansion or his house, big house in Las Vegas, and he says 20-foot roof, 20-foot ceiling. He says, so my thoughts aren't bouncing off the walls like you guys, or you poor people who got your thoughts bouncing off the walls. Nah, not me, I got fresh open air, or something like that. There's another concept not given to everybody, or that not everybody incorporates into their personality traits, and that's drive. So initiative and drive. You've got to have the drive. You can't. That's why smoking weed's so bad, because it kills the drive for most people. But anyway, if you're a weed smoker, just know that that's what's fucking you up, mate. You've got to identify what drives you. You've got to identify where your drive comes from, and you've got to then tap into that drive gene that you've got inside you and amplify it and push it and develop it and make it grow. And how do you develop that drive gene? By forcing yourself to do whatever it takes to achieve the goals that you are wanting to achieve, the goals that you have set for yourself. I think drive grows inside of us when we see that we are achieving certain things, and when we also show ourselves that we are willing to take the necessary risks and put ourselves out there. Driving increases. You can't expect it to just grow by itself. At the end of the day, also, it's a natural process. And sometimes you've got to go through years of menial labor for that drive to fester up inside you and slowly build up to the point where you can't take it anymore and you've got to do something. When you're willing to just go out there and put the work in, doesn't matter how many hours, doesn't matter how much effort it is, as long as you're not collapsing and dying from it, which does happen. But obviously I wouldn't want that to happen, because then what's the use? It's not effective, is it? It's not all about push. It's also about intelligent work. You've got to let the drive fester inside you sometimes, and it builds up slowly. And sometimes it builds up in as frustration and negative emotions. You've got to learn, and you've got to be conscious. You've got to learn how to transform the negativity into drive, into fuel, and you've got to learn to identify what each thing is and how you can make it the most productive possible for yourself. I think you develop the drive muscle, or yeah, let's call it a muscle, the drive muscle, by getting up early in the morning and forcing yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do. It's a muscle that you develop over time. You can identify it in yourself when you're looking in the mirror, when you wake up early in the morning. It just appears. Honestly, it's a crazy one, to be honest. But also, that's it. You've got to do a lot of things for it to manifest itself. You've got to, first of all, you've got to be willing to do whatever it takes, like I say, and you've got to be willing to look like a fool, and to do the embarrassing things, and to do the things that nobody wants to do. You've also got to be willing to sacrifice sleep and immediate pleasures. But it does appear, you know, it's crazy how it just kind of comes out of your soul, like a deep, strong impulse to just, I will be successful. There's no, either I'm successful or I'm dying trying. That's what the emotion is. And you look at yourself in the mirror and you've just got that ambition. But I don't think it's a bad kind of ambition. I don't think it's that type of ambition where you're willing to fuck people over. No, it's more of an ambition of, I want to build something for myself, and I want to support, I want to add positivity, I want to be a pillar, I want to be someone that can then sustain not only myself, sustain a whole bunch of people. That's what it is. No, it's not a, I want to fuck over and I'll do whatever it takes, that kind of negative drive. Because like everything in life, there's positives and negatives. No. The drive that I'm talking about is a positive kind of drive.